Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 68, Day 6. So, of course, we have a couple interesting things happening next week. One is the fact that it's going to be Thanksgiving, so they're going to be running a Battle Crasher for the next event. We're going to have the mini Moa, or whatever that thing was, the little chicken rooster thing, whatever it's called, turkey. It's kind of supposed to look like that. It kind of looks like a chocobo from Final Fantasy, kind of, that little thing, except a little bit more rooster-like. But even though it's supposed to be for the Thanksgiving event, but whatever. That thing is, you guys know what the little Moa troop is, that one common. So we're going to have that as a Battle Crasher. Fun fact, that was actually the first Battle Crasher they ever did prior to it ever being a thing. They did it last year, and now they just keep doing it every year now, apparently. But that's how the Battle Crasher mechanic actually started, was when they first introduced it like that last Thanksgiving. But we'll have that. This Friday, we're going to be getting a new hero class, which we'll be going over real briefly, just mentioning some stuff with that. It's not really that relevant. It's basically just like a warrior hero class. And other than that, of course, we're getting our new Monday event troops. And with that being said, let me go and show those. So as far as the invasion option that we're going to be having, it steals 4 armor, which seems 100% pointless, then shifts it to attack, which again seems pretty much 100% pointless. Well, I guess slightly less so. This is invasion, so you actually are using that attack, and with a multiplier, that 4 attack is technically 20 attack, or 20 overall damage, but still only 4 attack is a really small amount to be taking, and then just does the standard amount of damage. So nothing really too special other than the fact that it has a fast trait. It does get to start with half mana, meaning you're only going to need to fill it up with 6 mana the first time, meaning for the very low level range and mid level range, it's going to be a really quick kill, since all you have to do is just throw down the poke and just keep going over and over again for basically a instant tower kill, with the first one being so quick, and you can just take out whatever the most annoying tower is, which is normally the green-yellow one, which has all the true damage, everything, and then just go from there. So, unfortunately, it doesn't have anything to tank with. Of course, in Invasion, you normally like to put these things in first and or second slot, and this can't really do that as well, but at least has fast, so we'll see exactly how that ends up panning out for it. But, yeah, overall, pretty underwhelming underwhelming troop for the Invasion. Definitely not one of the better ones that we've had. As far as the troop that is going to be available, we have this thing. It is the Satyr Hunter. It destroys gems in an X shape, which is, I believe, the 3rd troop now that has this. Let's see, there's Dragonian Monk. They fixed Dragonian Rogue to have the same mechanic as Dragonian Monk, even though it previously was different. So now they both have the same. So yeah, this is the 3rd troop in the game with an X shape. X shape is a little bit weird. It's very powerful but hard to use, and can be very time consuming to use, which generally makes it not worth using. Though if a mythic ever got it with a really good ability, it could potentially be insanely overpowered. Hopefully some kind of mythic does get that in the future. It might take a while to use it and get used to learning how to use an X shape, but it's a pretty fun mechanic nonetheless. But anyways, as far as the actual ability attached to that X shape destroy, it gives a bunch of attack to the first ally. So just a little bit of attack buff, nothing really too special there. That actually seems rather underwhelming for what his ability is. I would much rather just use a Dragonian Monk, get a full team of barrier, and boom, you're good to go. I'm not sure why his ability does so little. I was expecting to see like way more things than that as far as its side effect, but nope, never mind. That's going to be useless, unfortunately. But yeah, just use Dragonian Monk if you want a fun X-shape related troop. And other than that, not sure why they make this one so small, but here is the weapon that is coming out. Why did it not change? Hello? Browse. Weapon. Go. There it goes. And for whatever reason, that is like microscopic small. But as far as what it does, it's the Glaive of Many Goats, and it deals damage to an enemy, boosted by wild folk allies, and then creates a mix of green and yellow. So basically just like any of the other related weapons. However, this one might be somewhat good, because you have to... I wish it had red connected to it. That would have been really good if it fed red into itself also doing yellow. But green yellow will be able to feed quite a few troops within the Pen's Veil. Of course, this is a wild folk bonus. However, normally you build pure Pen's Veil because you have... what's it called? You have Bard Hero Class. Bard Hero Class is a wild folk from this kingdom, so you can use this with King Salinas and 2 other options and build a full wild folk team out of that. That would be 4 times wild folk. The only thing that wouldn't be yellow is your hero itself using this weapon, and then you'd be able to feed them a bunch of green and yellow mana. I don't think it's going to be particularly good, but it might make some options work, and if nothing else, it could be good for... actually, there's nothing conditional this week that you would have to use that for. Never mind. Well, I guess slightly. You could use it for invasions. Let's see, what's invasions? Invasions would be probably wild folk this weekend. Oh, that would make sense. So that's probably why they gave this weapon, since it is going to be a wild folk typing. I don't know. I don't think that would really get you that far in this event. I guess since the troop isn't as tanky, if you went like double it, you'd be able to feed it a little bit better with this weapon and just cast spam with it. But I don't know. I don't really feel like you would need to. There are just so few things you would end up using that for, unfortunately. That probably won't end up making it viable. But anyways, just real quick, I don't have a thing to put up on screen for it because for whatever reason I still can't get window capture working. I still need to get look into that. But as far as the new hero class, nothing really much to mention. It is a Drock Zoom hero class. This will be this will allow Drock Zoom, if I'm not mistaken, to be able to reach 10-star. Or at least pretty close to it, now that it will finally have a class. But other than that, Drock Zoom hero class, it'll be giving a blue bonus as far as weapon is concerned. It counts as a dwarf, which we already have a dwarf-related hero class. This is basically going to be like warrior, except slightly different. As far as its weapon, it deals magic plus 8 damage to an enemy, and if the enemy is bleeding, it will deal double damage, and there's a 10% chance to slay them, boosted by Doom Skulls on the board. So, for example, if there are 10 Doom Skulls on the board, that will end up being a 30% chance to instant kill. So nothing really too over the top with this weapon. Seems like it's going to be really inconsistent, and generally you don't have that many Doom Skulls on the board to begin with, even if you're Doom Skull spamming, in which case you'd most likely want to be using something that has more of a Skull utility rather than a cast. And other than that, he has War Tree, Death Tree, and Fire Tree. He has War and Fire overlap with the Warrior hero class. The only tree that he has different is the fact that he has Death. The only particularly relevant thing on the Death Tree, at least in regard to a Skull-oriented team, is the fact that Death Tree does, if I'm not mistaken, have... Oh, wait. No, it doesn't. I was going to say it has Doom Skull Storm, but that's the Chaos Tree. Oh, yeah, you won't really be able to get anything out of Death then. That's a really weird thing. I thought that was Chaos earlier. Never mind. That's actually a Death Tree. So the only thing you'd really get out of that is Freeze. So I guess it kind of makes it like a Skull Spam version of... it kind of makes it very similar to, what's its name? Glaceon, in that it has a high Skull damage output while also having Freeze. It's like the most similar comparison I could really think of. But yeah, that's probably the only thing on Death Tree you'd really use, because everything else you'd just be going all in Skull damage. So, yeah, it's basically like Warrior class with Freeze is all this hero class is. Nothing really too special. As far as its unique traits, or as far as its 3 traits, it has gain 1 attack whenever an enemy casts a spell, Bloodlust, which makes it enrage whenever an enemy dies, though do keep in mind you already have off of Warrior Tree the Bloodthirsty whenever you take extra turn, so you have 2 different ways to enrage, or you could do them both simultaneously, though they don't stack. And his unique trait is pretty unfortunate. Wish they would have done a burn or something else. But he ends up inflicting bleed on all enemies when an enemy dies. This is going to be pretty bad because not only is it conditional on an enemy actually dying, but meaning you'll only be able to get 3 bleeds at most onto the enemy team, 1 for each. The bleed doesn't really synergize with anything on him. Nothing under any of his trees synergize with bleed. His weapon does, of course, but other than you're not going to normally be using his weapon, and when you're not, there's not a single thing on any of its trees that will synergize with the bleed mechanic. And just putting a single bleed on only 1 stack and not having any follow-up with it's a pretty bad mechanic, because there's a lot of mechanics that trigger whenever you take HP damage, and that bleed will allow them to keep triggering their traits that trigger on HP damage. So the new hero class is coming this Friday, similar to the most recent hero class we had. Seems like it's going to be relatively useless. It might be slightly better than Warrior, but that's a pretty low bar as far as is it better than Warrior. That's like saying if it's better than Knight hero class almost. It's not that bad, the Warrior hero class, but it's comparable to Warrior, basically. If you don't currently use Warrior, you're probably not going to be using the new hero class either, because it's just a really, really similar premise. But anyways, guys, that's all that. Let's go and get into things like Guild Wars. Also, as you guys can see, we do have our plus 8 magic bonus. However, I do not have higher than plus 8 yet, unfortunately. But let me close this out, move this over to the corner. And also, hello everyone! I didn't even get to say hello because I was blocking my screen with how I had it up. Let's see, which is weird because I have 2 screens, but it was blocking the other screen. But hello William, hello Isabel, hello Yumiku, hello Sam, hello DeCarell, hello Wow, hello James, hello Steve, hello Jim, and no problem. Hello Polly, hello all the big hellos, hello Murabarashi. I wish devs would tweak bleed or have... Bleed is a great mechanic. The problem with bleed is the troops that bleed are pointless. Also, hello Oif, and hello everyone else. Yeah, Warlord hero class. It's basically like a Warlord hero class that has Death Tree instead. When I was saying that, this is what the new hero class is like. If we go under Warlord real quick. The hero class that's coming this Friday has, not that. The hero class that's coming this Friday has War Tree and it has Fire Tree. The only difference with it is that it's also it's going to be having a Death Tree. But generally what you do with this is you just go some counterattack, though I think you might even replace that out for freeze because that might be where it is. But the only really useful ones that you would end up using is the Bloodthirsty into triple skull damage. This gives you Enrage every single time you take an extra turn, and this gives you triple damage against burning. As far as what you would use off of Death Tree, there might actually be a few things that it might fill gaps in. Let me see. What is something that has Death Tree? I'm trying to think. Doesn't, not that. Where's Necromancer? Doesn't Necromancer have Death Tree? So here's Death Tree. These are the ones that I would also get. So yeah, you would have a choice on do you want to freeze an enemy every single time you get a kill, or do you want to gain 2 attack every single time you get hit? Given that you already have so many things to boost up your damage, I'm pretty sure you're going to opt for the freeze. You could gain 1 soul per turn with it. Ice Storm, though you'd probably use the Firestorm instead. A Life Siphon, which I guess semi-synergizes with the fact that you have a bleed whenever you get a kill. So this is 2 life steal every single time you extra turn. Not really much, but I guess it would make you a little bit tankier. This you would put into Enrage, and this instead you would put into triple damage on skulls. So I guess it's, I don't know, is it better than Warrior? I guess it has more utility than Warrior, because Warrior is pretty much just all in attack, nothing else. So I guess in that regard, it's a little bit better. Also, you have the option of gaining souls rather than glory. And that's another option as far as it. But yeah, other than its freeze mechanic, you're not really having much of a difference. It's almost like, it's basically just Warrior with freeze is what the new hero class is going to be. That, and it can Enrage ever so slightly easier. That, and it has a little bleed attached to it as well. That will do almost nothing, but at least it'll poke them a little bit, if nothing else. But yeah, it's pretty much just like, it's essentially a Warrior hero class with a little, extremely small amount of true damage, is basically what the new hero class is this Friday. Which is just really weird. Oh, also, something else pretty big happened today that I forgot to mention. I should actually do right now, because it's beneficial to Guild Wars. We finally got our first +1 Magic Kingdom. It is now possible to go and get Zolkari to level 15. This is extremely relevant, as it is the only green kingdom that is magic, and magic bonus is, of course, really good. And this is now the first kingdom in the game to be able to reach level 15 that has a magic bonus specifically. So yeah, go get yourself your magic bonus. Really nice. Let's go get it right now. Let's go do the adventure thing here, and let's go kill it out with Rowan for the first 2, and then just key down the rest of them. And go from there, because we'll definitely want to do this before we do Guild Wars. 1 whole extra magic is obviously a pretty decent amount of extra stats to be able to go and accumulate. Go for that, clear the board, hopefully have full mana, and wipe it out. Have I not been saying Warlord? I'm definitely saying the word Warlord. Am I saying it wrong? How am I saying Warlord wrong? That is definitely how you say Warlord. Oh, we also need to go do that pet real quick before I forget. I guess we have a bit of a distraction before Guild Wars. Because as a pet, I have almost no copies of. Plus, next hero class is Dwarf. And while it might not be too good, we still want to go and get more Dwarf bonus if we can. Since we're probably going to be messing around with it to some degree. Oh, it's Warrior. Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's Warrior hero class. My bad. Yeah, it's called Warrior, not Warlord. I'm thinking of Puzzle Quest. My bad. I was definitely thinking of Puzzle Quest there. Forgot. Same difference. I'll grab that. Because if I'm not mistaken, in Puzzle Quest, it's called Warlord, not Warrior class. I'll take that over. Grab the rest of my mana. And there we go, key to key. Also, we might not even have enough damage to single shot key the final one. Gain up to 11,000 stats. It is a mythic battle thing. It's still really easy to take out, but I don't think we have one shot range. Or never mind, it's 13,000. Yeah, the base stats are going to be higher than what we can do here for a single key. It's going to be like a pet battle in that regard, the final battle of a pet battle. So all we really have to do is just go get us up and then double cast it. Hopefully he doesn't kill us by then. He shouldn't, though he does have Queen of Tanya. Though of course we have infinite try, so it won't matter too much. Get a last of our gold for key. Oh no, another one won't be enough. It will get a first extra turn off a first slot at least, so we could get that if nothing else. So we'll go and key him down. Get another key going. We might actually need to go use a different team. That's funny. Then we got a deviled egg up there. Kill out his last slot. Only really annoying thing now is to deal with Queen Titania. He has a Leprechaun there, which is going to feed it a lot of mana. Oh, we can just keep making deviled eggs until we win. And now he won't get any mana, and one more will do it. And we get a random map. And he's dead. There we go. All good. And there's our 2 Imperial Deeds, but the most important part was all the green stuff. And now we can go to Kingdom, and boom! Let's go get our 1 magic bonus. And now we permanently have 1 higher magic, which is pretty cool. There we go. Okay, next order of business. Then we go to the pet before it expires. And then we go and head over to Guild Wars for today. And then mess around probably with the last little bit of grinding for, what's it called? For the Gnomes. Of course, it is still a Gnome event if you do want to still grind out for it. You have about, let's see, what time is it right now? So 30 minutes, 5 hours. You have 5 hours and 33 minutes to still farm the Gnome event as of this exact moment in time. Yeah, go grind if you still want to. You have that much longer. 5 hours and 33 minutes until the event expires, and then the Gnomes will go back to their normal drop rate. You'll still be able to get Vault Keys and Gnomes while it's not the event. It's just about 3 times lower chance. So you generally want to do it when it's the event. We ended up getting quite a bit niches this week. I think we ended up getting a total of 5, if not mistaken. Got a lot of Anus, too. Probably the most Anus we've gotten in a while. Almost about a dozen. Only 3 Vault Keys, though, across the weekend. And we were not able to hit 100, but we'll get there very, very, very soon between all the normal events. If the word is easy, use the wrong word. I know, I'll find some way to mess up words every single time. Let's see. To show how useless Warlord is, 5 years player forgot the name entirely. Well, Warlord is one of the weaker hero classes, particularly prior to them adding the trees. Before trees, it was like on the level of Knight bad. When they added the trees, it was a little bit better because it has enrage into triple damage on burning, which made it somewhat unique. But prior to it getting that about a year ago, it was really, really useless. Because ended up coming in last year's July, I believe they made that update that finally gave all the classes their stuff. Oh, you know, those 7 extra traits on their tree. Prior to that, it was ultra, ultra bad. I'm not sure if the new hero classes Friday is going to be better than it. It's better than it situationally. They're both going to be used for different purposes, but they're essentially the same thing, except this will be the dwarf version. One nice thing about this being a dwarf instead of a giant, though, is that it does have the capability of half mana starting. Warrior class, one of the biggest issue with it is that it had no way to half mana start. And while you will have to put a High Forge onto your team, which might make your skull-related team a little bit weird, having a random High Forge on it, it is possible to get this hero class to half mana start. It's not a natural half mana start, but it is capable of giving a half mana start, making it the first troop with triple damage on burning to have a half mana start. Originally, Mech had it, but they ended up getting rid of it after about a week, which was quite unfortunate because it was a huge nerf to Mech, but they also buffed Giant at the exact same time, making the already decent hero class the best hero class in the game, which has stood for pretty much forever. I'm not sure if they're ever going to make a hero class better overall than Titan. Situationally better, but not overall better. I'll get another mana for now. Get the key. And 4 more sets. Then we go head over to Guild Wars. Then we'll hand out a code and mess with everything else. Yeah, I wish they would create new talent trees. Or at minimum rebalance what already exists. Because a lot of talent trees are really, really, really bad right now. And they wouldn't necessarily even need to make new ones. They would just need to make the ones that currently exist not bad. Because there are quite a few trees that are ultra, ultra bad. The first one that comes to mind is the Wind tree. There isn't a single thing on Wind other than the Hieronif summon ever so situationally that you would ever bother using. Yeah, it's about time that they do something to it. I believe the last time they mentioned something, they might be doing it early next year. However, no official, anything has really been mentioned on if they are going to be doing it sometime soon. But the last thing they said is that they might do it early next year. Do changes to hero class. I'm not sure if they're going to add new trees. It'd probably just be rebalanced to various hero classes to the specific trees themselves as well as to the traits that they have. because some of them are extremely dated. Like, for example, Necromancer's capability, or not Necromancers, Sorcerer's hero class. Sorcerer at one point was the best hero class in the game prior to those perks coming out, or one of the best. And at the time, the 50% chance of gaining 1 magic every single turn was somewhat decent. But now in the current state of the game, it is ridiculously bad since there's things like Bard hero class, which gain 1 to all stats to all yellow troops per turn. Whereas the Sorcerer hero class is just a 50% chance for 1 single magic only to yourself. It's not even guaranteed. On top of that, it's not even the best caster anymore. The whole point of Sorcerer class was to make it the best caster. However, it doesn't have any mana start. Well, something that would actually be really, really interesting to do to Sorcerer is give it either a really high magic increase on its final perk, like something like maybe 3 magic every turn or something, or give it a mana start for the entire team. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't end up doing that, just because it would probably be a little bit too broken in some situations, but make it a unconditional mana start. Like, let's say something like a 40% mana start for your entire team, or 35% mana start for your entire team, or something like that. Because other than that one token that gives a 20% mana start to your entire team, we don't really have a troop that does something similar. Or if we do, it's only like hero class doing, I think, 15% or something ridiculously small. We don't have a really big percent yet as far as being able to start the entire team with something larger than what currently exists. Because before 15% was the highest, and now 20% is the highest. So you can start a generic team, or, you know, just when your team is a bunch of different troops. It'd be pretty cool to see how that would end up panning out. That, or even replace out one of the other traits for Empower. So give it both Empower and then like a 35% mana start for the entire team. Make it quite a bit more unique than it is now, and actually usable. Still very situational, but it would also be the first hero class with Empower if they ever did that. We'll go for Destroy there. Get ourselves a key. And also, they need to figure out how to code Necromancy to Necromancer. They said it was some kind of issue with how they have hero classes set up, but they should definitely try figuring that out. It doesn't make any sense why Necromancer doesn't have Necromancy trait, other than the fact that they have a coding issue that prevents them from doing so currently. They should try figuring it out, though, because the logic behind it makes no sense. The quite literal Necromancer class doesn't even have Necromancy, the trait named after it. And there we go. How many baby birds did we get? 3 copies. That was definitely worth it. Still need a billion more copies, though. We need 25. Now we need 22. But at least slightly less that we need. What's this? Oh, yeah, redeem code. We'll be handing that out soon. Anyways, let's go to Guild Wars now. Then we'll hand out the code after Guild Wars. So, Brown Day against Interim 2. We're actually the lowest 2 guilds right now. I believe because both of us were missing members at the beginning of the week. Yeah, but definitely, because they're at 135 right now, and we were at 140. Also, speaking of that, if anyone's looking for a guild, we still have 1 spot remaining, so if anyone's still interested, let me know. But yeah, we both lost this week because apparently they were missing like 3 people, and we were missing 2, which obviously, if you're missing multiple people in a guild war, anything more than 1, you pretty much auto-lose your bracket if you're missing 2 or more people, which is quite unfortunate. They were discussing in the past, like maybe adding a 27 out of 30 for Guild Wars, where the lowest 3 get dropped. But for whatever reason, they never did anything for it, nor did they ever address it. Like adding a 27 out of 30 or something to add a little bit of leeway for if you have like a few people missing or something like that. Which is very unfortunate because things like this can still constantly happen. Where if you're in bracket 1 or 2, even if you're missing 1 person, you drop an entire bracket. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually shows a -1 on it. No, it isn't. But they might have earlier in the week. But if you're even missing 1 person in those brackets, you auto-lose. And for anything from like 3 to probably 10, if you're missing 2 people, you probably auto-lose as well. Or anything more than 2. But anyways, let's go do Guild Wars already. Guild Wars, and let's go do it. But as far as our score, we might still be able to get the best score in Guild. Let's see, did you get 5-0? Yes, our team, or our score to beat is Alowin. We need to try beating 55,041, which if we get a 5-0, we have a chance. We need to get a really solid 5-0. I believe that's the highest score in our guild this week. And if that is the case, then yep, that is the score to beat. Also, Fear itself hasn't done all his battles. Hopefully he's still around. Okay, anyways, let's go do our battle. Not with that. Obviously, it's Brown Guild War today. Where's my Brown offensive team? And do we need to change anything? Oh yeah, we were messing with this. Oh gosh, this was a really, really weird Iron Gut Devour team. I'm not sure if I still want to use this. This was a really, 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 really weird team. We don't have a summon for it, do we? I just realized. Oh yes, we do. I forgot. He auto summons. I don't know. The way that this will get scored is probably going to be bad for us, but I kind of want to try it just because it was really hilarious last time, even if it doesn't do the best. Let me just make sure my plague is set up correctly. Also, I need to make sure my traits are too, because we actually don't need magic in this particular instance. I like how ever since we got 8 magic, I don't think I've used it a single time, because every single thing I keep needing doesn't end up using it, which is kind of funny since I've gotten it. Earlier in the week it would have been useful, but I ended up getting midway through the week. But anyways, let's go do this. I believe we have everything set correctly. 20% mana start and 8 extra attack. That seems correct. Let me just make sure Plague is set correctly. And then we can go from there. Let's see. Class, talent tree. Impact, correct. Steal some life, possibly correct. Depends what the first thing is. Though nothing else is going to do anything, so I guess that's why we're going with it. 20% spell reduction, sure. However, disease might be a little bit better. Especially since we're putting in first slot. So I'm actually going to go the disease route. 50% mana start, obviously, just to get a bit quicker. Barrier every brown, obvious. Brown extra off of mana. I guess that would work, given that we're going to be using Mountain Crusher and everything. And, of course, Fortitude for a bunch of skull reduction. I mean, a bunch of immunities to whatever they might end up doing. However, we could end up going something else if they don't have any kind of status effect. So if we could check right now and we could see that they don't have a status effect, I guess we should actually go and change that ability. Because in this particular team, it's not actually doing anything for us. However, we can go and make it do something. We can go and do all enemies lose 1 point of damage whenever it matches skulls, which doesn't really do much at all. Wait, does it only do it to one skill or all their skills? No, it's only a random skill. Gosh, that is useless. Even if it was 1 to all skills, that would still be useless. But this says 1 to a random skill? Why did they make that so ridiculously bad? But if we don't need any of those immunities, it's technically better than what we're running, so I guess we'll run it. We could always switch out a Plague Hero class. Why is the main reason I'm even using Plague Hero class? Actually, yeah, why is the reason I'm using Plague on this? I could just use Titan or something. There's no inherent reason for using Plague that I can think of other than, like, the disease. What is really using it on this team? Nothing. Okay, never mind. Why am I why am I using Plague? Okay, let's go use Titan then. Let's see, what else do we need to go? Stun, extra attack, brown ally armor, dust storm, barrier, extra explosion, and, well, we wouldn't really use the elemental or this thing. Well, I guess technically we could use the elemental, so we'll still keep switching it as we need. Because that at least will give Obsidious extra damage. Doesn't do anything else, though. Unless we get, like, a Daemon Elemental. I'm not sure if there even is any. Guess that'll work. Okay, let's go with that and just use it as a frontline tank. And that should be better. I'm trying to think of why I used Plague, then. I guess maybe because of spell reduction to make the overall team... Oh! I know why. I know why I used Plague. I did it for the spell reduction for when we're up against Yagwe Queen Titania. This whole team is to counter Yagwe Queen Titania. I remember now. Okay. I completely remember. It's for Yagwe Queen Titania counter. That is the whole reason why we're using this thing. However, when we're not using it for that purpose, then we move it like that. I remember now. Okay, we'll still use it like this, though, for when we're not up against it. Otherwise, we'll switch when we do. But that was the exact reason why I had it like that. I was going to say, that seemed really weird, but it was for the spell reduction counter to that team. Was the exact reason why we had it like that. Ooh, no Devour. This is a bit of a luck-based team, in that we do need to get a lucky Devour to get things rolling. Once we get that Devour, we should pretty much be good to go. Good. And now we just start tearing everything apart. Vashtagon can just go and hit that and do a bunch of true damage once they get hit down a little bit more. We can use this as a large AoE explosion everywhere. Try for extra turns if we can off of some kind of cascade, which I don't think we have alignment for anywhere. Could still go for some damage, I guess. Though it might just be better just to take the brown. We'll go to that, get our explosion again, get the last little bit of its mana. Allows us to 100% Devour again. And we'll go do so right over there just to make sure he doesn't do a bunch of mana accumulation. Take our yellow down, take the other thing down and get our free skull. Luckily we still have it in play. And then we just Devour you again. Should have actually done true damage there. I forgot. Devour does not count as damage in that regard, so we should always kill with a Vashtagon if we can. Well, let's keep going. Do you have any true damage? Well, you do have spell loop, but I don't know, I'd rather go for the quickness. So I think we will keep it like this. Yeah, we'll keep it like this. I don't think we're going to need a spell reduction. Hopefully he won't end up looping. We could probably get a quick enough start that it won't matter in this particular instance. There we go, already getting quick starts. He does have some freeze. Luckily, we still got an extra turn on that. Let's go devour his most annoying thing immediately. Actually, what is his most annoying thing? He has a couple. I guess we go for hero first. Ooh, unfortunate. No devour there. And we don't have the mana to follow up. Ooh, that lack of devour might actually just cost us. That's bad. Let's see, what's he gonna do here? Bit of poke. Oh, let's see. We're not frozen on yellow, so let me grab yellow there. Get our explosion. Get all that rolling. Could go kill our hero if we want. Go get a new tank up there. Not sure I want to yet. Though we are entangled, so I kind of have to do something. I guess we go for a gigantic explosion on most of this board just to get all the Doomskull value. Lucky little extra turn in there too. So do we kill our hero now? I'm leaning towards a yes. So we have another Devourer. Let me go and devour away his truffle. Gosh, no! That's bad. I guess we do this, because he's stunned now. Ha! A second Obsidius. That's funny. Oh, he got 2 Obsidius. He has stunned skin, so that should be fine. And now that he doesn't have any trait, we can just go do that. Truffle, don't you dare go infinite loop. Good. Oh, no, never mind. He's trying. He didn't get it, though. Oh, then we just go take a bunch of mana here. Luckily, he's still stunned and everything. And he just gave us all the follow-up we need to just win. So we'll take that over. And that's match. There we go. That was a weird battle. That was a very weird battle. Well, I guess it works. Okay, so here's the exact reason why I had Plague Lord. It was for this team right here. So let me go switch back to Plague. Everything's set correctly. Though I don't think I need my immunities, do I? Oh, no, we don't need any of the immunities. Though then again, what do you have? Just freeze? Yeah, we don't need any of the immunities. Though then again, I guess he could get us poisoned, but I don't think that's going to be that big a deal. Okay, so let's go try this. We're going to be running with Mountain Crusher, Vashtagan. Oh, yeah. Let me go change his immunity. Do you have 20% spell reduction? You need it. That is really important. That's the whole reason why we're using you. And we don't need that. Okay. That and the fact that you have Barrier. It's the only hero class that has 20% spell reduction while simultaneously having Barrier. That is the 100% the reason why we're even doing it. Okay, let's go do this. Hopefully we do not die. But this was the team I ended up making in order to counter this. This was the whole reason why I made this, was to counter that. Hopefully it'll do so. It's not guaranteed that it will. How's my day? Today's went pretty well so far. Yes, Devour does not count as damage. However, you only need to do substantially more damage than the enemy. So you can get away with doing Devour as long as you also do more damage than the enemy. But as far as when it calculates out how much damage you did for the duration of the battle, Devour does not count as any damage towards how much damage you did for the battle. So it lowers your score in that regard. Okay, he's about to tape on. Not much I could do about that. Let's just hope we get a really lucky mountain. It's unfortunately not lucky enough, but we should still be able to make this work. So grab red there. Go for our mountain again. Unfortunately, not much explosion. Might just have to take that brown before he goes and do something again, though we don't really have an option, so it might just be better to go an Obsidius, the last of our mana that we need, and see if we have any kind of drop that we can end up utilizing here. Looks like we can try for a Sky Red, though it is a Storm right now, so that might not be as good of a chance, but we'll go for that right over there. Try for Sky Red, didn't get it. Still got an extra turn over there, though. So right now we'd want to get rid of Yagway or Queen Titania. Given that he has higher mana right now, I guess we go for the Yagway. So we'll go... Oh, gosh, can we get a single Devour today on our first hit? He has a 60% Devour chance, and we've done that 3 or 4 times, and he hasn't hit it a single time on his first hit. Okay, so now we have to deal with him doing his thing. He does not have alignment, but he does get red. I could try stopping that some way, though I'm not sure if it's worth trying to. I could do Mountain. I could just cast. The problem with doing Mountain is it could give him a really good board. Though anything other than Vashtagan could give him a really good board here. Oh, and I'm just going to go for it and hope it doesn't backfire. Try for the extra turn. Ooh, okay, that backfired slightly, but he didn't go for the right ability. So that's good. So right now, I'm going to go for Devour on you. Good, it actually landed. And now we might even be in Vashtagan range. You do damage based on the amount of life. So if I go get a calculation out right now, that is, what is 221 divided by 3? That is 77. So that's 77 damage into 49. What is 77 plus 49? That comes out to 146, right? Wait, I did that really wrong. 136. Yeah, 77 into 49 is 136. Yeah, 136. So that will do... How much is that together? I think that's not enough damage to kill. What's 61 plus 74? That is... Hold up. If I did the math right, we have one more than enough damage to win. Right? Because using it on him is 77. 77 into 49 is 136. 136 is higher than 135. Let's see if we did math correctly in our head. Go math! We won with the power of math. Might need to go bring out the math hat. There we go. We won with math. Okay, next battle. Okay, we're gonna need to do the same thing. There we go. Math overpowered. Need a nerf math. I'll take the red over. Grab a yellow for now. Probably take a skull. Gee, we're entangled. This is a problem. I might have to take brown. He didn't go for tape on. Good. Let's hopefully get a lucky board here. No extra turn, but we got all the mana we need. Let's go kill his Yagwe. Good. Finally, we hit one on first Devour. Do I go for brown? He still has tape on that he hasn't used. I have no clue why he hasn't used it. Okay, let me actually do it with this. Can we do any extra turn here? We have a 5x5 explosion. Can that in any way... Oh, we can! Wait. No, we can't. Yes, we can! Nice. It feels so rare that you can actually land an extra turn. That didn't really help us much, though. We landed it. Didn't help much. Let's go clear the board. Unfortunate not extra turn, but for whatever reason, he does not want to cast. Not sure why. What's the game plan here? Who has the highest HP? Okay, we have enough to kill. Pretty sure we do. We go and devour this, and then we HP kill the rest. Because right now we have 283. 283 divided by... oh no, more math. 283... What's his boost ratio again? 283 divided by 3 comes out to... oh gosh, that's 94. Right? Yeah, 94. 4 times 3, 12. Yeah, 94. So that comes out to 94 damage. 94 into 49 is 143. Yeah, 143. And 143 into those two is 1 damage short. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, let's redo maths. Okay, let me bring out calculator for this. We need exact here. Let's see. Let's go bring out the calculator. But if I'm not mistaken, that's 1 off. That is so unfortunate if it's 1 off because it rounds down, not up. I'm almost guaranteed it rounds down. If it rounds up, it would kill. If it rounds down, one of them will live with 1 HP. Though if it's his tape on that lives, I guess that doesn't matter at all. Because we can just Mountain Crusher kill him. You know what? I think we just go for it. So let's see if I got the math right. I'm not going to put into calculator. So if I did the quick math right, he should survive with 1 HP. Okay, I did the math wrong. That time I did it wrong. That I forgot to count something. That I just did one of the numbers wrong. But it's enough damage. There we go. Okay, let's see how we scored with this team. Oh, wait, never mind. We have still one more battle. It's not over yet. Gosh, we got to do this one more time. Okay. Round 3. Let's hopefully not fail. This team can still fail against this. It really just comes down to how lucky he gets off a tape on if we do or don't fail. Well, let's hope it's not too lucky. Let's take yellow right off the bat. Oh, we don't have Explosion right now. Let's plan out this board because we can actually get a lot of Cascades going. So we'll do that. We didn't take this. Okay. Now we don't really have much of a follow-up, though. We got a lot of red mana. Unfortunately, we don't really need red for much on this team. Got a lot of mana there, but most of it's not really going to be useful to us. So right here, I'm going to need to deny his Tapon, so I kind of have to take this red, just so he doesn't get value out of it, even though he gets value out of the follow-up. But I just need to make sure he doesn't get a good Tapon cast. So there's all the brown we need. Grab a free skull. Anything else? Grab some free greens. Oh, let's get this first. I'm actually going to go for a Tapon here. Good, we got it immediately. It's because I don't want to have him deny the browns. We got lucky recently, but it only takes him doing one good cast to auto-lose against that team. Okay, let's get a mountain. Grab ourselves a... Oh, what do we need? What do we need? Do we have any way to extra turn off a 5x5? Based on this board, it looks like the answer is no. So my best bet will be to get him the full mana. However, we can just explode for his full mana. As long as there is 6 blues or yellows within the range of our explosion area, we will get full mana. So as long as I make sure that wherever we choose to explode has that many, we will be able to get it. We could do it right here. That's 6, right? And that'll give us some red off a Cascade and then maybe something else. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should work because they're the only 2 colors that... Oh, no. It's blocked on blue. Never mind. That wouldn't work. It would have to be 6 yellows. So I think our best bet here is just to take blue then. Though, I kind of want to poke him. We could go poke him and just do it off of RNG luck, I guess. It's not going to be full mana for him, though. And then he's going to be blocked on blue. But then we can just take the yellow. There's no way we could take 6 yellows, though, right now with this explosion. Did I choose the name? The name for what? I'm not sure what you mean by choosing the name. Oh, I could try for yellow off of Sky, actually. That might be our best bet. I'm going to hope that this hits his first slot, and then I'm going to try for yellow off of Sky. We'll do it right there. I unfortunately did not get yellow off of Sky, but he did get full mana, so I guess that's still ultimately what we needed. And, yeah, now we just win. So we'll go devour the one. I'm actually going to do something a little bit weird here. I'm actually going to devour the one that has lower durability, because this will do more damage to him, which will technically increase our score ever so slightly. Not like it'll make that big of a difference. But there we go. Now let's see what this team looks like score-wise. Because, of course, this does use a really weird mechanic in that we kill out our own allies, which I believe count as deaths towards Guild Wars. And we devour, which does not count as damage. So let's see how we score. 9,427. For those 2 mechanics being used on the same team, that is not too bad of a score. And it's really good at countering the Tapon team, which is the whole reason why I use it. 100% the reason I use it is to counter that team that we saw the last 3 battles. It's Flamefer, Yagway, Tapon, Queen Titania. It's a really, really common team that's been meta for like 2 years now. And a lot of people use it on Brown Guild War because Tapon converts brown to red. But yeah, we were able to get a 5 win at 9,400, which is a decent score. Could be a little bit better than that, but that's definitely not a low score. And let's see, did we get the high score? Yeah, we beat Alwyn. Sorry, Alwyn. We beat you by 40. Gosh, that was close. We beat him by 47 points. So now we get to be Paragon 2 weeks in a row. Or 2 months in a row, I should say, because Guild War is not weekly anymore. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay, anyways. Let's go and claim this. Oh yeah, let's go do code. Speaking of that, we do have a code. Let me go hand that out. Same thing as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Have it right over here. Here you guys go. There you go. And here we go again. Use it on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu, whatever your game says right over here in the corner. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters. And give the same word as always, as I mentioned. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. This thing right over here. Where'd it go? But yeah, all that loot right there. That's what it ends up giving, as they always do. Enjoy, everyone. And it's only usable on PC mobile version. Anyways, let me go clear out my other dailies, and then we'll probably go back to a little bit of gnome grinding while we still have a bit of event going. Yeah, let's roll this. Oh yeah, Alwyn's still amazing. It's this friendly competition. How did I choose the name Tacet? You can change your name underneath the nickname section. It's underneath the settings menu in the top left, underneath your profile. Or not underneath the settings menu, it's underneath your profile menu. I've never changed mine, I just ended up setting it as it. But yeah, I believe the menu is right over here if you want to change your name. The first time's free. Every time after that, I believe it's 50 or 100 gems. But right here, underneath, if you go over to top left, click your profile, click style, and click change name, where it should say hopefully free. If you've never changed your name yet, it should say free. If you have, I believe it's 100 gems per change, just to make sure that people don't constantly keep changing their names. Oh, why did I choose the name Tacet? Oh, okay. The name Tacet is because it was kind of like somewhat a nickname in high school. Not really. It wasn't used too much. But the whole story behind it is I used to do percussion and marching band and pep band and stuff like that, and used to do solo competition. And I did solo competition for mallet instruments and stuff like that. It's basically just some sheet music reading, just playing a bunch of stuff and scales and just a bunch of like standard music related things. And I used to do a little bit of competition for that, and I went to one of them. And one of the parts of the testing that they have is like a little mini quiz. And I was busy studying for actual school stuff at the time and not like paying too much attention to the thing. So I didn't end up studying the terms as much as I should have. And one of the things that was on the quiz was the word Tacet. And it was the only thing in the entirety of the competition that I got wrong, was what the meaning of Tacet was, which just means silence. And yeah, that's kind of how I got that name, because I've always have been and still am extremely introverted and kind of towards the quiet side, which you guys wouldn't really know because of how much I talk on stream. But like off stream and in my, like, whenever I'm chilling, I'm like ultra introverted. But anyways, yeah, it kind of was like a small nickname I ended up getting, like mostly just in like the band and everything. And then after high school, I just ended up using it as basically my name for everything online. And that's how we got the name Tacet. And there we go. Okay, and let's go clear out dungeons, and then we go and spam the rest of, what's it called? Spam the rest of Urskea to go get our token grinding. So we'll go and grab the gold for now, take the purple over, grab ourselves a, what else do we have? We'll take the green over there, then we go for a Mass Destroy and go from there. And it was key to key. Top 10 best origin stories. Yeah, my name actually does have an origin story. Some people just like pick a name. Mine actually does have an origin story. And we kill that out. Grab brown, grab purple, grab gold, grab... Oh, I should have taken out the yellow, then grabbed green. That's a big deal, though. Not like they're going to kill us. This is just a dungeon battle. But yeah, don't forget to do your dungeons. Dungeons are the best value they ever have on Sundays, and it is a Sunday right now. You should always throw 50 gems on the pack as well. It is 100% always worth it on Sundays. Only on Sundays is it worth it. On the other days, it's questionable on if it is or isn't worth it, and I personally say normally it isn't. However, on Sundays, it's really good because for 50 gems, you end up getting 80 diamonds, 400 shards, 500 souls, 2 gem keys, and 1 celestial, with the 3 most relevant ones being 80 diamonds, 2 gem keys, and a celestial, because celestials can be a little bit hard to come by earlier on in the game. 2 gem keys is worth about 20 gems, or 18 gems, depending on how you value them, and 80 diamonds is worth the 50 gems alone. So it's always worth going for this, even if you literally just started the game, and it's a Sunday right now, you should go and just throw 50 gems at it. There's never a single point in the game where it's not worth it. You should always go for it every Sunday. But only on Sunday, because that's when its value is better. On every other day, its value is not as good. Is my guild in top 100? Yes. I believe we're number 22 right now. We're as high as top 10 in the past. I think as high as top 6 or 7. But we're currently dropped down to 21, just because we haven't been focusing trophies as much. Also, the guild ended up kind of separating into 2 guilds about a couple months ago, which ended up also lowering that quite a bit. That's also because the guild for a while now hasn't really had a trophy focus. We've had a gold focus, but not a trophy focus. As long as you're getting the gold, we don't really care how you go about getting the gold. So if you don't want to do PvP spam, you don't need to. But some guilds have like a specific trophy requirement, like 300, 500, 1,000, or something like that. Ours technically has like a 200 requirement, but it's not really enforced. As long as the gold is enforced, that's the main thing that matters. Let's see. Oh yeah, YouTube does have a custom emojis. We've been needing to add more. Yeah, we might add Rainbow Snake. The only problem with the Rainbow Snake is I don't think a lot of people still get the reference, because that's a really, 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 really old reference. You'd have to be watching my stream for like 3.5 years now to get that reference. And I feel like not enough people would get the reference to bother making it a thing. Though I might make an emoji for it. I still need to add more. I believe we have enough to set 9? I need to go double check. Or not 9. I mean, one more than how many we have currently set. I believe we can go set. But, I don't know. I just haven't made something for it yet. But yeah, we have the hello, the soon TM. Someone wanted a dragon. I think it was Isabel and a few others. I don't really have like a properly made one, but I just used one of the other assets we already had. And we also have just the heart colorized to be a mythic heart. But where'd they go? Why is it not coming up? But yeah, we have these. These are the 6 that we currently have. Those 6. We'll have a 7th one soon, TM. There we go. Those are the 6 we currently have for the thing. Anyways, let's see. Are you planning to up your gold requirement in the future to complete epic tasks? I guess we might have to. It depends. We'll see. It depends what they do with epic tasks and how mandatory they are and how much gold they end up costing. I'm not sure if I will be increasing gold requirement. I think I might keep it the same and encourage people to donate more gold, but still keep the minimum at 1 million. Is likely what I'll do. Like, it won't be required to do more than 1 million, but is highly encouraged to do more than 1 million. Is probably what it will be for next patch. So I won't kick people for not doing over 1 million, but it would be highly encouraged to end up doing it slightly more. But most people do. Like, if I go check my guild right now, a good majority of them are around 1,500, which, based on what we currently know for the pricing, is enough to get to legendary tasks. The only problem is that's going to be taken away from legendary tasks. But, yeah, like, almost every single person should be about 1,500 plus. So, yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, technically 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Basically, half our guild is already doing it. So, it's not too much of a shift. But I'd probably keep in the requirement at 1 million. It really just depends on a lot of factors on that. But we'll see. At the current moment in time, I plan on just keeping it at 1 million. And if anyone's still interested in joining the guild, do let me know. We do still have a spot left. I'll go throw that down. Yeah, reference snake. Reference snake. Rainbow snake is still something that we had back when Quaidle was added to the game. That is how long that reference is. I'm pretty sure that was 3.5 years. It was around the time that Dragons... It was prior to Dragon's Peak coming into the game. That is how long that that has existed for. It was prior to Dragon's Peak even existing as a kingdom. Did you hear that Loot Wizard is deleting his channel due to the COPPA laws? Any concerns about it? I probably need to look into it more soonish. Haven't been looking too much into it. I've been seeing a lot of drama and everything with it. I'm just hoping that it doesn't, like, become anything too annoying. I don't know. What exactly is everything with it right now? Because I don't feel like my channel would have too much of an issue. Maybe if I kept doing Nintendo stuff, it might. But Gems of War, I don't really feel like is a game targeted towards kids as much. Like, it's a game, but it's not really, like, a kid's game at all. There's still kids that play it, obviously, like some small amount of kids that do. But, there's like literal graphic blood and stuff in this game in spots. But I don't know. It really depends. I don't feel like it's going to be as bad as people are kind of hyping it up to be. Is my main thing. And I don't really feel like they would go after smaller channels as much, though who knows, they might. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Any advice on how to get your account to making 1 million per week? Well, if you can do Explore 12, you're already there. So if you can kill Explore 12 in under a minute, you can get enough gold to have that much in like 4 hours of just doing Explore over the course of a week. Other than that, PvP and Explore 12 are the biggest locations for gold overall. What, are they going after content that's rated E for everyone as well? That's very strange if so. Like, literally any content that's rated E. Well, time to start our 18+ channel. Which is also demonetized on YouTube. Let's see. I know, family-friendly and targeted at children should be two completely separate things. Because then what kind of content can you even do on YouTube? At that point, if it was to be, like, literally everything under that regard. What do we go for here? We'll go for the explosion. Grab the skull down. Get our other thing. And let's kill that out. No, YouTube would never allow that on their website. No, I'm not going to be deleting my account. I don't think anything we have is targeting children in any way, shape, or form. That's such a loose term, though. Because almost anything can. Like, are they going to just, like, shut down every channel that just, like, gets too many kids watching them then? Because they're technically targeting children with every video they ever do. We'll go for that. Indirectly. Like, that's such a loose term that could apply to so many things. Go explode all that. $42,000 fine per occurrence. I highly doubt they can do that to that many people. There's no way that's legally feasible. Especially with, like, no kind of takedown warning or anything. I'll throw that down. I feel like the biggest thing is that people are just, like, over worrying due to the lack of clarity in the wording of how it's set up. But I feel like it's targeting things that people aren't really doing for the most part. Like, they're mostly targeting, like, those really, really, like, malicious kind of kids channels that are making content, like, quite literally just to bait kids into infinitely watching their channel. Oh, we'll go through that down. Hello, Christy. Welcome. Oh, get our whole thing exploded there. Actually, do we have follow-up? No, we don't. We don't have poison yet. Yeah, get our poison. Take our mountain everywhere. Grab our double kill there. And it was clear out everything with a mountain. And then that should hopefully be enough mana as long as we get lucky enough off a cascade, or we get no cascade whatsoever. Oh, and the scans are going to be done by bots. Oh gosh, that's even worse. I wonder what will happen to all of those, like, silent videos that have music going on in the background that just open a bunch of toys. I wonder if those things will get taken down or fined. Because those channels bait children and they make, like, a ton of money. But they're not really doing anything as wrong as some of the other ones. Like, all they're doing is just opening a bunch of, like, toys. It's basically like a loot box opening just for kids. Let's see. Which I guess is somewhat the problem. Gambling for kids. I don't know, normally little surprise toys aren't really considered gambling, though. Even though you're technically spending money to get a random thing. But it's not considered gambling because you're not. There's no monetary gain to it. Well, actually, that's not true. In sets where you can actually sell it, it is technically a monetary gain because there's normally rarer pieces that can sell for more. However, as far as what a kid would use it for, there's not really a monetary gain. While there might be some pieces that are rarer that are therefore worth more money on a market, they aren't necessarily worth more money to a kid who's just getting it for the sake of, you know, using it. We'll throw that down. I never really did any giveaways. I think I did like once or twice, and they were like things like that were really small. And redeem codes aren't really giveaways because you're not getting addresses or anything like that. How good is boost ratio on the Slayer weapon? 10%. Flat chance to kill an enemy boosted by Doom Skulls. It's pretty bad. That means on average it's going to be hitting like a 20% chance to kill. Because the biggest issue with it is you don't normally use cast-oriented things in a Skull Spam team, particularly a Doom Skull Spam team, which makes the weapon really clunky. Because there'd never really be a situation where you both simultaneously have a lot of skulls on the board, while also having, or a lot of Doom Skulls on the board, I mean, while also not taking those Doom Skulls. If there's a lot of Doom Skulls on the board, you're doing one of two things. You're putting more skulls onto the board, or you're exploding the board. Given that the weapon has neither of those two things, I don't really see it being viable. Because the two things you normally do with a board full of Doom Skulls is not what that weapon does. Which makes it a lot weaker. But yeah, I feel like the channels that would end up being hit the most by something like the Kappa thing or whatever it's called, I feel like it's going to be like things like Mr. Beast and stuff like that are probably going to be hit the biggest. That and other big YouTubers where their main demographic is like 30-40% kids. Particularly since they do giveaway stuff a lot. We'll throw that down. And any other channel kind of set up in a similar way. That and those other channels that they're actually trying to go for, which are mostly the channels like the ones that are maliciously going after kids. Just to get their views. These kid channels are the most profitable channels on YouTube by like a ridiculous margin. It is absurd how much money they can make. Channels that you've probably never heard of that have like multi-million subscribers and multi-million views per video. And that's like what I feel like is like the biggest thing they're going over out of like trying to go after. Oh, what did it take here? Take the Scorpius. I've watched a couple of Mr. Beast videos. I don't normally catch too many. Let's take brown for now. So is this an actual revenue stream for you or just a hobby? It is revenue for the most part. It is basically where I make a good majority of my money these days. Like about 90% of the money I currently make is through various means through this channel at the current moment in time. I have made more money in the past from other things. However, at least at this current moment in time, YouTube brings in a good majority of my revenue. I get anywhere from a couple hundred to several hundred per month through ad revenue. And then the rest comes from various donations, either through Patreon or direct donations or the join link below. Any combination of those things is where the rest of it comes from. The ad revenue has been quite a bit down lately compared to how it's normally been, especially for this time of year. November and December are normally really, really high. But this year they've been quite a bit lower than normal as far as ad revenue. I'll take that one for now. How long am I streaming for today? Hopefully till we get a good drop. Like either a Vault Key or Nisha or even an Anu, I guess. I don't know, I'll probably stream for another 10-20 minutes or so. I want to get at least one more good drop before this weekend ends, and end it at that. Who knows, maybe that will drop as a Vault Key. And then we Scorpius kill that. Nope, no Volkey, just 20 useless rubies that do nothing for us. And then we mountain to mountain. And then we just double kill. Oh, this clicks all over the place. Oh yeah, I should go get the controller. Well, we're not going to be streaming for enough time to justify getting it though. But if we ever stream for a very long time, we should always get out the controller whenever we're grinding like this, as it does end up saving a decent amount of time. Hooking up our quick cast controller, which is quite literally just a Nintendo Joy-Con, though it works with any controller. I just like using that one because it's something I have, and it is one-handed, which is good since we need mouse on the other hand. Will I be doing Pokemon during the week? Yes, we'll be probably doing it again this Tuesday. I will not have time tomorrow because I'm probably getting my mom's birthday present tomorrow. I'm not sure if I will be tomorrow or not, but we'll be very, very soon. Or not birthday, I meant Christmas present. But yeah. So, and of course, we're recording the video for tomorrow, too. Getting that out. But we'll be doing it this Tuesday, probably at noon Eastern Standard Time. So if any of you want to catch Pokemon, we'll be streaming then. We're probably going to be doing multiplayer, oddly enough. We're going to be doing a combination of multiplayer and raid battles, probably, is the two biggest things we're going to be doing. I don't think we're going to be doing any shiny hunting. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be streaming any shiny hunting. I don't know, I guess if I'm going to bother doing it, I should probably stream it. However, it's extremely repetitive. You basically keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until you get pure luck. Well, I guess that's technically what we're doing now. Is constant repetition until you eventually get lucky. However, I want to finish Pokédex before I do shiny hunting, because you get something once you finish it that greatly, substantially increases the chance of finding shinies. I'm 3/4 the way there. However, the last fourth is ridiculously hard to do. Not to mention some of them aren't even on my version. I need to communicate with people that have sword version and get the other drops I don't have. And there are several of them. Some of which I would prefer to permanently keep. A couple of them I don't need to, though. Some of them I just need for the sake of filling up the decks thing. That or find if there's some kind of service for it. There's probably some kind of Discord where they literally just trade it all over and then you trade it all back or something. We'll throw that for now. Is Scorpius good? Yes and no. In the current state of the game, he's the best thing in the entire game for running Quick Explore. However, once he's not viable for Explore, he's a rather average Mythic, or even below average. The only reason he's currently extremely meta, at least in the case of Explorer, is because he can currently Quick Kill Urskea, which at this moment in time has 0 immune to poisons, which makes him very, very, very quick at killing, since he can just double kill to double kill. However, in most situations, the enemy team that you're facing does not have immune to poison. I mean, it does have immune to poison, because it's the most common immunity in the entire game. And in those situations, this kind of team does not work. But yeah, at the moment, he's like A tier. Though the second he's not good for Explorer anymore, he drops all the way down to like C tier. There we go, we got an Anu. Well, we got one drop that isn't useless. Got a badge of Anu. Guess we'll go for one more set and call it a night for now. See if we can get a Nisha or a Vault Key in there. You're gonna pull an all-nighter. Yeah, Gnome event, so definitely a time to do so. Let's see. Now that with Guild War done, you'll be able to go and focus on Sword. Pokemon Sword and Shield was a lot of fun. I know there was a lot of controversy with the game, but I don't even notice it as I'm playing it. There's still a few things I wish they would kind of tweak here and there, but overall, it's a pretty fun experience, the game. Could just be because I haven't played a Pokemon game for so long, so somewhat nostalgia in that regard. But it's fun playing it for the meta side of the game, which is something I've never done in the past. I've always just kind of played it casually. Also, people in multiplayer, I have tried a couple multiplayer battles so far. They are really good. I have like a 50% win rate. Actually, slightly below 50%, I believe. But, yeah, they are good. Really good. It could just be because I'm not used to playing PvP. Or, you know, games that are PvP related as much recently. But, yeah, they are absurdly good. Also, I keep getting people that are from Japan. I think I did 8 battles so far just to test it. And 7 out of my 8 battles were all from Japan. Or China. They all had the symbol things for their names. So I'm pretty sure Japan, because obviously it's way more common in Japan than China. I was surprised not to see other people in multiplayer. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Get Scorpius. Grab a mountain. And then a Scorpius. Sword and Shield is the fastest selling Pokemon ever. Prove that people who complained were just vocal minority, pretty much. Oh, what do we need here? Get a mountain for now. Scorpius. Also, it's never been easier to get competitive Pokemon than it is in the current version of the game. In the past, you had to do like really annoying EV training and go and do a bunch of breeding. Though, however, with how they ended up structuring the game, it is actually possible to play competitively without doing anything that you would normally need to do competitively as far as training your Pokemon. Because from raid dens, you can pretty much get near-ready Pokemon that are ready for competitiveness. They're not perfectly ready, they don't have their EVs. But EVs are super easy now that you can buy infinite of the things that train EVs. So instead of having to go and through all this method where you'd have to manually go and kill specific Pokemon that will give you specific EVs and go through a whole tedious process with that, instead, all you have to do is just get a bunch of gold farming, which you can do simply by having fun in the raid area, then use that gold to go and buy the things that you need to EV train them, and then once you do that, within seconds you have them EV trained, and boom, they're competitive ready, pretty much. The only thing that you would still kind of have to do the old method for is egg moves. There are some moves that some Pokemon can only have through eggs, through various breeding, and also natures. You can change a Pokemon's nature by giving it various mints, which was something that was added in this most recent version of the game. Also, we just got a Volkey, but you can now you can basically bypass needing to breed them, because before, one of the reasons why you needed to breed Pokemon was to try to get a specific nature on them. But you can now just use a item on them, and boom, you just got their nature changed. So a lot of things within Pokemon Sword and Shield make it really accessible to do competitive play, even if it's just casually, like I am doing it. It's way more accessible than it has been ever in the past of Pokemon. But anyways, we got a Volkey, and Arcane to go with it, nice. But I think we'll end it there. Unfortunately, that's not enough Volkeys to give... Oh, wait, actually, no, we don't. We still have a chest. But how many Volkeys does that make so for this weekend? We had 94. So we've gotten only 3 Volkeys? Really? Well, I guess we haven't been grinding the lower end, so we got a bit of a lower rate. But yeah, we've only gotten 1 per day. 1 on Friday, 1 yesterday, 1 today. But yeah, we started at 94, if I'm not mistaken. It was either 93 or 94. Pretty sure it was 94. But 3 more and we'll have 100. Our first time we'll hit 3-digit Volkey. But before we end out, let me go and do one last thing and see if we have anything good in this little last loot chest. Let's see. Any other questions, anyone's? Let's see. Any thoughts about making a newer video on Explore teams at various levels? I made a video for a newer video a month ago. We made one very recently. The only team I think I didn't mention it was the Scorpius team I'm using right now. But every other team I mentioned is 100% applicable to the thing. The only thing I would really add if I was ever to make a new one is this team. But we made one like a month ago, so it's still fully up to date. It just lacks this team in it. Because at the time, I thought this team wouldn't be viable because I thought every kingdom in the game had some amount of immune to poison, simply because there's just so much immune to poison in the game. Though my biggest oversight was the fact that I did not realize Urskea at this current moment in time has 0 immune to poisons. It is the only kingdom in the entire game, at least currently, until probably about a month or so from now, a month or 2, that has 0 immune to poisons. which was a bit of an oversight on my part because I didn't realize it had 0. Oh, we didn't get any good drops, but at least we ended with a Volkey, if nothing else. What is the 4th troop in my team? It is a Uryali. It's a mythic, so you might not have it. The biggest replacement that you could do, or the most viable replacement that you could do, is put this in front of there and make it a web spinner. Replace out Uryali with web spinner and put it in front of your leprechaun and do it right there. So your team is then Mountain Crusher, Scorpius, web spinner, and leprechaun. You can also do that with Shadow Dragon. However, Shadow Dragon's fully mana blocked, whereas this is not mana blocked on blue. So I would advise doing a green-blue web spinner there if you don't have Uryali. But Uryali's the best option because you do a single extra turn and you get all of them poisoned, which then allows them to double kill and to double kill off his ability that kills if they're poisoned. And you just roll it like that and then win. Let's see. We're looking for something with common troops or stuff for like 5 Explore or something. Well, you should only be focusing on... There's really only 4 Explorers that exist. 1, 2, 3, and 12. Those are the only Explorers you should ever do. Anything beyond that, you shouldn't really be messing with. So if you're a lower level player that can't be doing the higher ones, your best bet is to go do Explorer 1 or 2, whichever one you can easily quick kill. Do something like a Rowan, do a Mountain Crusher, Sunbird, Rowan, Leprechaun, or a Mountain Crusher, Rowan, Leprechaun, something else. Or if you don't have enough damage, even a Urskea Shield, Rowan, Leprechaun with something else. And basically make your team so you mana rush your Rowan and whatever your other thing is. You use your other thing, which is either a Mountain Crusher to feed your mana or a Urskea Shield to give your Rowan enough damage, and then just kill the entire team with Rowan. If you don't currently have Rowan, you get it for free from completing out the Forest of Thorns Kingdom, and everything else in the team is relatively cheap. So you can just end up building that and just quick kill. And you do that at the lowest difficulty that you can still one-shot, which would probably be difficulty 1 if you're really early in the game, but once you start getting armor medals, you could probably start going a little bit higher, because this is 24 armor, which is 48 additional damage towards your Rowan, which is basically a 12 additional damage per enemy, which is quite substantial when the enemy stats are that low when you're doing difficulty 1, 2, 3, stuff like that. But yeah, those are the only Explorers you should ever do. 1, 2, 3, and 12. If you're still a lower level, newer player, you should only be focusing on like 2 or 3. You should never be doing 12s if you can't kill them quickly. If you can't kill a 12 in under a minute, you shouldn't be doing them. Even if you can actually kill them. If you can't do them in under a minute, it's not worth it. And if you're struggling to even get to the point of getting to Explore 12, that probably means you should just be quick killing 1, 2, or 3, because it would give you way better value than trying to go for 12. And then just later in the game, once you finally have the capability to go do the higher ones, then you switch over your team to go and do so. But anyways, guys, that'll probably wrap it up. Was there any other questions? I don't think I missed anything. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I will probably be streaming on Thanksgiving still. I'm not sure exactly what our stream schedule will be, but yeah, I hope you all enjoy the holiday. We'll probably still be streaming at our normal time at night, and that'll probably be the only stream we do for today. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed the Thanksgiving. Hope you all enjoyed Black Friday. I know I'm looking for a lot of deals soon, most of which for the channel. That and the rest are mostly just gifts for people, or a few knick-knack things that I might need. But yeah, just hopefully find a bunch of deals and go from there. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, and I will catch you guys soon. And of course, we'll be going over the Monday event and all that sometime tomorrow. Have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, that's funny. I was trying to use the wrong mouse. Whoops. Now, goodbye, everyone.